Hey everyone. Well, I'm still getting quite the bountiful harvest here, and I just want to let you know. I want to give you a little bit of idea of what I do pretty much every day. It's kind of interesting, but get up first thing in the morning, and I have to love on the dogs because they need their time too. And then I head down, feed the chickens, throw some Timothy grass down in the cages for the rabbits. Kind of clean them out, get the fresh food if they need it. Throw some water in there, all that kind of stuff. But anyways, that really only takes about 15-20 minutes. And then I come back in and I start just doing a little bit of research. See what's going on in the markets, see what news is out there. And a lot of times I'm trying to get a video in before noon. Now lately, it's actually been a lot quicker because I don't have to go through the whole, video processing. I just drank a Coke and the carbonation's getting me. But anyways, the other thing I do is then I kind of go through the garden and I pick whatever vegetables are out there. And that's not necessarily every day, but today was one of the days that I need to go out there. And so today, I've got a pile of stuff. And I realize a lot of what I'm growing right now is green. So I got okra, I got a pile of green beans, and I still got to pick my bush beans. These are the pole beans. I got jalapenos and bell peppers, and then these are from just the other day. So this was added on to that today. And then I had a little more than half a jar, quart-sized jar of Tabasco peppers. So I already cut them and got them in the jar in the vinegar and water. And then about the only red thing, of course, these are yellow, orange, and red, so that's not all green, but they kind of start out a little bit green. And then about the only red thing I've got right now are tomatoes, and they're just starting to come off. I had to pitch every bit of my tomatoes because they just got this terrible blight. Damn store-bought stuff, that's what happens. I got to really get next year early start and get my plants going in the basement, and I think I'll have better luck. And then the other thing is these things are kind of unique. These have been done for a while. I finally just went out there and cut them off and picked them off, but these are from my Egyptian walking onions. Now these are my seeds for next year. These are, I think when you do regular onions, when you buy these kind of things, there's seeds and then there's sets. And but they call these bulbils, I think is the name I remember from Egyptian walking onions. But Egyptian walking onions are perennial. So if you have a large area, make sure you kind of isolate them out because these will fall over, create more onions, and they just keep growing and growing. There was a plant years ago, we called it mother-in-law tongue. It's kind of a southern plant. But anyways, those stupid things would propagate from the roots. They would have almost like carrot type roots, and they would just keep growing out, and it would take over your whole yard if you weren't careful. I had the same problem with elephant ears, if you know what those things are. But anyways, this is kind of a neat thing. Now, I've got so many bell peppers and so many jalapenos. Remember, I've already jarred up a gallon of jalapenos there, and then I had a half gallon that I have in the fridge. So I don't really need any more jalapenos, so I'm going to make some salsa today. It is time. And because I've got Tabascos, I can actually make it the hotness that I like. I don't know how many of you use a lot of jalapenos, but last year I would make a really toned down version for the wife. She doesn't like spicy stuff, but then I would make myself, I would, like triple the amount of jalapenos, but I noticed it didn't matter how many more jalapenos added. It never got any hotter because it's only got so many Scoville units. So now I've got my Tabasco, which are, and I can't remember, it's 5 to 8 times hotter than jalapenos. And the other day I took some of the salsa that I'd made last year and I dumped it in a bowl. And then and it was the hot one that I'd done. And I ate some and I said, no, this isn't hot enough. So I took probably about, 6 of these Tabasco peppers and I put it in our little glass jar chopper thing that we've got. And these have a skin that doesn't really cut up. And so it's not meant to be chewed and eaten. But what you do is you kind of chop it and that kind of opens it up. And then you just pour a little bit of vinegar in there and swish it around and then pour it in your salsa. And let me tell you something. That was hot. That really brought it to where I wanted. In fact, I was eating it and I said, man, this is too hot. In the back of my head, the sweat's just pouring off. And my wife's like, well, why are you eating? I said, well, it's the good kind of hot. If you like hot stuff, that's the difference. Now, it wasn't so hot that it didn't have flavor. In fact, my recipe for salsa is on the website. You got to go on the main channel, look at the tabs at the top, and I've got gluten-free recipes, and I put my recipe, which is unique that most people probably have never tasted. In fact, I have a little barbecue sauce. That's a secret ingredient. And let me tell you, that is fantastic. Now, something else happened. Yesterday, I was invited to somebody's house nearby. It was about half an hour away, and I got to meet John and Beth and their neighbor, and it was fantastic. They're preppers. They had solar. They had batteries for their solar, chickens, cows, a garden. They're into ham radio. Both of them getting their licenses or got them already. She makes soap also. And it was just a really wonderful time. I think I was there a couple hours. It was just really nice. And they have a fantastic property. More acreage than I've got, but so they can get into the cows and stuff. But I just don't have the space for it. But they showed me, what they've got, and I'm hoping we can do some horse trading because I got some rabbit and they've got some beef, and maybe we can, swap some things. But it was pretty neat. I was so happy they invited me because that is a really sweet couple, and I think we're going to become good friends. But she kept saying she was having a star over at her house. I don't feel like I'm a star. I'm just trying to get the word out. You got to learn to do this stuff. I mean, I'm in year 2 of doing significant gardening. I mean, I had just a little bitty corner of my house in Florida, the backyard, that I grew in those orange buckets, and I did a video how to do that. And so we kept our hand in it, but now I'm doing significant. I forgot to show you the watermelons. I got to take you out there and show you the watermelons. I might have some that are ready now. Let me do that. Okay, I got to show you. My sweet potatoes are growing all the way up here on the driveway. I probably need to trim them back. They're over my steps now. Oh, my gutter fell down. I got to put that back up. This is for my rainwater catchment. I don't know how easy this is going to be. If I'm tall enough. Wow, I can't believe it. I should have shown that. My gutter had fallen off with the winds we had the other day. But anyways, this is my sweet potatoes. They have just gone crazy. This next level is some cantaloupes, but I haven't really seen any cantaloupes growing. I can see I got a rotted watermelon there. There's 2 watermelons right here. And I apologize, I'm in the sun, so I can't really see the screen. Oh yeah, look at that bad boy. You see that one? It's probably hard to tell the size of this thing, but I got a couple really nice size ones here. We've had rains about every... Let's see if I can get that in the screen. Can you see that? Oh yeah, there it is, right in the middle. I got watermelons all throughout this thing, little ones that are still coming on, but I probably got to pick some of these big bad ones like this. I got to look up, how to tell when something's ready. That is fantastic. All right, so I keep coming down here looking at my potatoes for some dang sprouts. I'm not seeing any. Where are my stinking sprouts? Now, I did look it up, and I must have misread the other thing, but it said it'd take actually a couple months, and I kept thinking it was a couple weeks. So these things may just have to go into the ground. I think they would do a lot better if that was the case, but especially these little ones, it's not like they're going to have that many eyes anyways. Very disappointing. I kind of wish I would have seen some sprouts by now. Anyways, one other thing I forgot to talk about is I have to do the laundry because in the middle of the day, especially sunny days like this, it's free electricity to do the laundry. So I throw it in there and take it out and then throw it on the bed where it's not going to get wrinkled and get it organized. And then later in the evening, we come back and fold it up together. But that's a day for me. Anyways, I hope everybody's treating you well. I hope you're doing well. Oh, one more thing. Dang, I forgot. There was somebody that lived near Dawsonville said, hey, let's get together. please just send me an email. Because he put it out there, and by the time I had a chance to respond, it was gone. I couldn't remember who it was. I'll be glad to meet with people. Just don't murder me or anything. It's just a YouTube channel. It's just for fun, folks. All right. Hope everybody's treating you well. Hope you're doing well. Do the best you can. God bless.